Something strange is happening right now in digital marketing. Maybe you feel it, maybe you don't have the words for it, but if you've been trying to grow a business online and you feel like the game's rigged, you're not crazy. You're just waking up. Because the tactics that used to work, like posting every day, all these complex funnels and freebies and gurus telling you to just give more value, they're starting to fail. Not because digital marketing is broken, but because the internet grew up. The buyers are smarter, the platforms are colder, and attention is harder to earn. But there is a way forward, a way that still works if you know how to play the new game that made me over 7 figures online in my business with just one digital product doing a little over 900K. So in this video, I'm gonna break down why your digital marketing feels like it's not hitting anymore, what actually drives sales in this new era, and how to figure it all out before you burn out or burn it all down. Look, here's the truth. Digital marketing in 2020, it was a cheat code. You could slap together some lead magnet, run $5 Facebook ads, and print money. But that playbook, it's done. Why? Because platforms got smaller, buyers got numb, and everybody's regurgitating the same 5 tips. Your audience, they've heard it all before. 3 secrets to grow your business. Click here to get my free checklist. Let me tell you about the algorithm. It's all noise. You know what people want now? Truth, clarity, and transformation. Not surface level tactics. Not another Canva carousel. Not another coach saying, oh, you got this. They want to feel something. They want to believe something. They want to trust someone. And the old formulas, they don't build that. And it's only going to take me about 5 minutes to break this down. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, then you're just going to be mimicking strategies that worked 5 years ago instead of the stuff that's actually working today. So if you just want to run your entire business into the ground and wonder why your marketing isn't working, feel free to click off this video and go watch a cat video or people popping balloons or who should pay for the first date or whatever it is that you watch on here. But look, I'm really serious when I say that most people aren't marketing at all. They're just mimicking stuff that used to work and they're wondering why it's not landing now. And you have to realize this. Your audience isn't dumb. They're digitally fluent. They've already opted into 31 freebies. They've taken 3 online courses. They've watched hundreds of hours of YouTube breakdowns. They've been burnt by 2 fake coaches already. So they can tell when your value content is just a soft pitch. They can smell that fake urgency from a mile away. So you can't just say buy now. You can't just say I'll help you fulfill your potential. You have to show them that you're the real deal. But how do you do that? You do that by being brutally honest. You do that by speaking to the struggle that they are directly dealing with in language that they use. You do that by showing proof and personality, not polish and perfection. So instead of saying, my 5-step system to scale your brand, say, you're doing way too much for way too little. Let me show you the only 3 things that actually make money. Honesty cuts right through the noise and you're talking directly to someone's pain with something that they're struggling with where they feel like they're overworked and underpaid. And you're talking directly to them in a language that they understand because they speak that way. So I'll give you an example. A member of my community is credited at the top. The link's down in the description if you want to join. She helps women with all types of different ailments, but in this particular video, she was helping people that deal with uterus issues. And she's a spiritual healer. So she was communicating the solution that she can offer to someone with all of this fancy industry jargon that she knows as a spiritual holistic healer, but her audience isn't aware of this terminology that she uses. And I was like, yo, instead of saying all that stuff, you need to speak honestly in a language that your audience will understand and just say something like, hey, this is why your periods are painful. And then she can introduce them to all that other stuff that she talks about within that message. But she needs to speak to people on a level that they understand first. Simple language and honesty cuts through the noise. Now, here's the weird twist. We're creating more content than ever, but connecting less. So you need to make the shift from content to connection. And this shift right here is where so many people are dropping the ball. People will literally post daily on YouTube and still earn absolutely no trust. And since nobody trusts them, that means that, nobody buys from them because people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. And they never get anybody to stick around, which means they never get anybody to trust them, which means they never get anybody to buy from them. Why? Because they're focused on just creating content instead of building connection. You don't need 1,000 videos. You need 5 that punch people in the chest. So here's how I do it. I stopped trying to go viral immediately. And you need to understand that you don't need to get all the eyeballs. You just need to get the right eyeballs. So then what you want to do is that you want to go deep. That's what she said. But I will go deep with whoever those people that are watching. So even if it's just 12 viewers, I want to go deep with those 12 viewers so I can build some connectivity with them. So I can build some what I like to call stick-to-itiveness. Tell a real story. Tell your story. Tell something that is unpopular within your niche, right? Because right here, that's what makes you stick out like a red thumb. And on the internet, you want to be that big red sore thumb that sticks out. You don't want to blend in with everybody else. And guess what everybody else is doing? They're typically talking about the things that are popular within their space, their niche, their industry, their market, because they think that's what people want. They think that's what people want to hear. Well, guess what? People, they've already heard those same things over and over and over again, but they haven't heard the unpopular opinion because people are scared to say it because they're like, oh, nobody else is saying this. I got to say what everybody else over here is saying. No, you don't. That's how you start to carve out your own lane. Be honest, tell the truth. Don't do what everybody else is doing. And here's the thing about fitting in. When you carve your own lane, you stand out and there's no traffic in your lane because you're the only one there. And when you do this, speak with conviction, not commentary. So if you are in the health industry and you know these 5 foods that the consensus say that these people need to eat in order to lose some belly fat, but you know that it's actually unhealthy to people, don't just give out these 5 foods that they need to eat. Well, the first food is this, and the second food is that, and the third food is this. Speak with some conviction, speak with some feeling, speak with some passion, speak like you give a fuck. And how I tell people to speak with conviction is this. Imagine if you could go back to your former self back in 2010 and you could tell yourself, hey, just buy a few Bitcoin right now. It's not gonna hurt you. You're about to go spend this on some fast food. Just go buy a few Bitcoin right now. Even if you don't know anything about cryptocurrency. I don't know anything about crypto, but I know the value of a Bitcoin now versus what the value of a Bitcoin was back in 2010. How much conviction would you speak to your former self to tell you that you need to buy this right now? That's how you need to be speaking in your content to your audience. They need to feel it. The problem that you have right now is that nobody believes you because you're not speaking like you care. You're not speaking like you're passionate about it. You're not speaking like you believe it yourself. Talk with some conviction. And when people feel seen, they listen. And when they listen, they buy. And the thing that's really messing most people up in their digital marketing nowadays is their funnel, right? So if you're familiar with anything in digital marketing, you've probably heard this word funnel a whole bunch of times. If you've watched any of my previous content, you may have even heard me say a funnel. You need to build a funnel. You need to have some type of funnel, right? But going back to here, I talk about funnels in an unpopular way to anybody else in my market because most people are thinking that a funnel is some type of software that they have to do with some type of tripwire offer or lead magnet or something that leads to some super complicated system that has a 17 to 27 email sequence before you get somebody to buy. I don't talk about no funnel like that. So forget about softwares and automations and emails and all these fancy funnels for a quick second and understand what a real funnel is. So all that a funnel is a process that you take your customer on from their awareness level of you to purchase. And that's it. That's what a funnel actually is. So the real funnel today is very simple. There's only 4 steps to it. It starts with attention. Then it leads down into trust. Then proof. And then purchase. This is your simple funnel. So for attention, it's very simple. All you need is this platform that you're on right now, YouTube. You make simple YouTube videos answering questions that your viewer has been Googling and searching for the answer for the last 3 months. Then you build trust by talking like someone that actually gets it. And when I say you talk like someone who actually gets it, you don't just talk like someone who is knowledgeable about whatever it is that you're talking about. You talk someone that actually gets them, right? Remember, we're building connectivity. We're not just thinking of making some content. And you ain't got to be slick. You ain't got to be out here screaming and hollering and doing a whole bunch of hoopla and goofy looking stuff. You just got to be real. And how can you be real? By just being you. And guess what? That's how you stick out also, and you don't have to worry about any competition because nobody else can be you how you can be you. And most other people are here trying to copy some other creator that they see out here, and they're wondering why it's not working for them. Well, because they do them well. You don't do them well. Well, but guess what you can do well? You can do yourself. Pause. I don't know, that might sound a little crazy, talking about how you can do them, but you can do yourself. I don't care what you do in your own personal free time. But you can do you better than you can do them, even if that sounds kind of weird. Get your mind out of the gutter. And then, as you're building that trust, you want to show proof, which will go back into them having more trust within you. So you can't just say that you help people. You have to show people that you help people. Show your receipts, show screenshots, show your testimonials. And if you don't have any testimonials of helping someone outside of yourself, then you have to be your own testimony. You have to share your story. You have to show people how you were here in their current situation and how you've now gotten to here, which is their desired situation, because that's all that people want. People, they don't want information. They want transformation. They want to go from Peter Parker to Spider-Man. They want to go from Steve Urkel to Stefan Urkel. Did I do that? Right? That's all that they want to do. So another thing that you can do to get some proof, and when I tell people to do this, majority of people, they be like, why should I do that? Go and help someone for free in exchange for an honest testimonial. Now, I say most people don't want to do that because they listen to all these gurus that really don't teach you how to do anything outside of just give you some motivation and get you inspired. But then now that you feel all motivated and now that you're inspired, you can't do anything with that energy because you don't know what the hell to do with anything because they don't tell you how to do nothing. So all these people done told you to charge your worth, and now you're up here thinking, well, I know my worth, I know my value, so I can't go out here and help people for free. Well, so many people are missing the opportunity of a lifetime because a paycheck ain't attached to it. And I wouldn't tell you to do anything that I haven't done in the past. I've helped people in the past for free, but I didn't have any proof of concept of helping anybody outside of myself, just so I could show that I could get someone else a result. And then guess what? In exchange of that, I got a testimonial, so then I could go and show other people proof, like, hey, this stuff that I'm saying, it works for me, but guess what? It works for them too. And people, they want to see that because they want to believe and trust that you can actually offer what it is that you're claiming you can offer. And for those people, it's like, oh, no, I know my worth. I got to charge my worth. I know my value. Well, if you haven't made any money, what is your worth? Sounds like you're kind of worthless. Right? So, like, how are you judging your worth? Sometimes you got to do some things that you don't want to do now in order to get the things that you do want to do later. But everybody's just focused on doing everything that they want to do right now, and they're getting no results. And then the purchase, this is very simple, but most people are overcomplicating this as well. So, you make one clear offer that is tied directly to someone's pain that they want to alleviate. And then you simply just say, hey, here's how we solve that pain. And that's where you get to the munyan. It's really simple. Most people are just complicating it, and most people are skipping step 2 and 3 of building some trust and showing some proof. If they don't trust you, they'll never pay you, no matter how good your funnel looks. But the big key to make all of this work is you, and that is the number one ingredient that most people are missing. Look, it's all about personality-led marketing right now. And this is what everybody is missing. Let me say this loud and clear. People don't buy products, they buy people. They buy you, your tone, your take, your story, your way of seeing the world. Because the truth is, whatever your offer is, the market is flooded with similar products, but you know what can't be copied? Your perspective. That's what makes people pick you over the other 17 options. People buy things from people that they know, like, and trust. So what I mean by this is this. Let me give you an example. It may be a woman out there that's selling a digital planner. Well, she's just saying, hey, click the link down in the description to buy my digital planner. But you're not just selling a planner, you're a mom who figured out how to get her time back. You're a side hustler who escaped burnout. You're a former procrastinator who made systems that stick. That's what sells. Your stories sell. You sell. Your experiences is what sells. You are who people trust, not the product. So if I was starting right now, I wouldn't build another funnel. This is what I would do. I would build 5 to 10 true value, hard-hitting YouTube videos that are solving one painful problem for one particular person within each video. And when I said solve those problems, I'm talking about like real problems, those real painful problems that people are going through. I'm going to address one of those particular problems in these 5 to 10 videos that all tie back to my offer or my digital product, my solution to that problem. And then I would show proof with real talk tied in. And I don't know any other way to talk outside of real, but no fluff, no launch cycles, no pre-launch event with 14 upsells and a crazy 27 email sequence. Just solve a real problem, prove that it works, let people buy when they're ready, and that's how you win, like all them that you see on the screen right now. And if you're ready to make more working less online from stuff that you already know, go ahead and click the link down in the description and join this Credited at the Top community. With weekly coaching from myself, all my exclusive trainings, plus a private community of entrepreneurs, all designed to grow your business online. It's only a few bucks a day to join right now, literally less than a cup of coffee per day. So click the link down in the description to tap in, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. I'm telling you, this stuff is really, really simple if you just let it be simple. And the simple stuff scales, and it's all that fancy stuff that fails. But digital marketing isn't dead, it's just that the bullshit is. But you gotta stop throwing spaghetti at the wall and just hoping that one of your YouTube videos magically goes viral. And you gotta stop pretending to be someone you're not just to get a few clicks. And if you're ready to build a real business that grows through trust, proof, and purpose, then go ahead and click the link down in the description and tap into the community. And I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. Go ahead and check out this video right here for a step-by-step process to make 6 figures online with a digital product. It's Credited at the Top.